You a Minecrafter looking for any magical or mystical types of mods, such as Vampirism or even a Werewolves mod? Well, I have a solution for you. This episode is the Werewolf version of the Vampirism mod, as it is an add-on, but it adds a lot more, so I thought I needed to make a full episode on it. If you want the normal vampire version, I have already uploaded both videos for the vampire and the vampire hunter, so you can find them on my YouTube channel. So without further ado, like I said, this is the werewolf one. So how do I become a werewolf? If the whole point is to become a werewolf, it's pretty easy. So to become a werewolf, you're going to need to get scratched by one, or just to be dealt damage to by a werewolf. Now, there are 4 different types of werewolves, and only if some of them can actually hurt you. Like so. There are 4 different types of werewolves. The beast, the human, the survivalist, and the alpha. The human will not attack you, but the survivalist, beast, and alpha will. After a while, you may get the effect. Hang on a minute. After being scratched, it may take quite a while, but as long as you don't die, you should get the effect Lupinus Sanguinum, which is basically like the Vampirus Sanguinaire for vampirism, but you're turning into a werewolf instead. So, once you get this effect, this signals the fact that you are starting to turn into a werewolf. Now, all you need to do is sleep in a bed, a regular Minecraft bed, and once you wake up, you should become a werewolf. If you accidentally get the effect, it is fine, don't worry, you will not definitely turn into a werewolf. You can drink a milk bucket to get rid of the effect. So now that you have turned, or you've slept, if you want to make sure that you've turned into a werewolf, because, you know, you might not think that you have, click the button P. It will open up this werewolf mod menu. If that didn't work for you, try clicking your inventory button. As I am in creative, I can't see it at the moment, but it will pop up and show you the little werewolf icon showing that you are a werewolf. Now, as a werewolf, you start off at level 1. This basically means you are really, really weak and you don't actually have much power to your name. If you want to increase your strength, you're going to need one of these. This is a stone altar. This is what you're going to use to level up from level 1 all the way to level 14 as a werewolf. Now, from levels 1 to level 4, you can just have this by itself, but to go any higher, you're going to need to place some of these. These are stone altar fireballs. These must be placed, 4 of them, in a 3-block radius around the pillar. Once you've done that, grab a flint and steel and light all 4 of these. This signifies the start of your ceremony. Just like vampirism, for this ritual to work, you're going to need it to be nighttime. Once you've done that, right click on the stone altar. Now, werewolf, it's a bit tricky to level up, but you can see on the left hand side there is a little green bar. This means that you need to kill 50 prey. I've killed 28, so once you've killed 50 prey, you will be able to level up to your next level. This will reset every time you level up, and the numbers can get higher and higher the more you level up. You will also need livers and cracked bones. Livers can be dropped by werewolves and villagers. I would recommend killing villagers as it's much easier to do. Cracked bones can also be dropped by werewolves, but also skeletons. Like I said, skeletons are much easier to kill, so I would strongly advise that you kill the skeletons. Once you have everything required to start the rituals, if you need to figure out how many livers or cracked bones you need, if you right click on the altar, it should tell you how many you need to level up to the next level, or go into the vampirism guide and there is a whole table of how many things you're going to need per level. Now, right click with a torch on top of the altar. This will normally consume the torch, so you're going to need quite a few to level up all the way, but you'll start to see these little smoky particles appear around you. If you don't, check all the steps prior to this step and see if you missed something. You will then get the effect of blindness, and when you come back to reality and you don't have the blindness anymore, you should realise that you now have a little level 2 above your hotbar. This basically means you are werewolf level 2. Now, another special perk of being a werewolf is, as you can see, there are a few buttons inside of this menu. So, you have your edit actions button. This is a little bit confusing if you don't understand the skills menu, but I'll get onto that in a second. There's also the appearance menu. Now, these are 3 different types of werewolf. Like I said earlier, there are 4 different types of werewolf. However, the alpha is a little bit more advanced, so I'll get onto that in a bit. But you've got the lycanthrope, which is basically the human werewolf. This is the kind of werewolf that wants to try and stay as human as possible and stick to its origin. The beast focuses mainly on killing everything, being a strong werewolf, and the survivalist focuses on its speed and agility, things like that. Now, you will have to pick a path once you get into a certain level, like so. There is the beast section, the lycanthropy, I don't actually know how you pronounce it, something like lycanthrope or lycanthropy, and you've got the survivalist side. Once you get to the required level, you can pick which side you want to go on to. Now, as you start off, you will have 0 skill points, but once you become stronger, you'll gain a certain amount of skill points depending on what level you turn to. As I am only level 2, I only had 2 skill points, which I spent on the partial turn. Now, as this means I have become a werewolf and I can transform, I have now turned and I have these little ears on the side of my head. This only happens during the night. However, if it was daytime, you can click the button R. This can be changed in the keybind section, and you will see the partial turn ability. This will disable the partial turn ability or enable it, depending on which one it's already active. Now, this cannot be stopped during nighttime. You will always turn during nighttime. As a regular player, not all hope is lost if you come across a werewolf. There are many different ways that you can counter them, such as silver. As some of you may know, silver is allegedly a weakness to werewolves, which is why, in this mod, you can find silver hidden throughout the mines. This can be turned into silver weapons such as swords, axes, pickaxes, and also armour. Now, this means that the armour means that if you get attacked by a werewolf, it will deal less damage to you, and the swords deal a lot more damage to werewolves. Because I am a werewolf, I have the effect silver in the top right of my screen, which is basically saying I am weakened because I am wearing silver and I'm a werewolf. If I got rid of all of the silver in my inventory, then the silver effect goes. As for armour as a werewolf, you can get things like pelts. This is basically just a coat of fur that you can add on top of your head. There are different levels and rarities, as this one, the white pelt armour, is the ultimate and it's the rarest one to obtain. There are lots of other different things that the werewolf mod adds, such as Jacques, I don't know how you pronounce any of these, but this fancy type of wood, or the magic type of wood as well. And it can also add boats variants for them. It adds all different types like signs, buttons, pressure plates, trapdoors, doors, and even boats. Are you still finding it hard to tackle all these werewolves in combat? Well, I have a solution for you. If you don't want them to come around, place down a wolfsbane diffuser. Much like the garlic diffuser in the normal vampirism mod, this will start to spread wolfsbane around. Wolfsbane deals immense weakness and damage to werewolves, and if they get too close to the wolfsbane diffuser, it will give them the effect wolfbane. Now, wolfbane is basically a plant that you can find all over the world in specific biomes. And as there are different variants of wolfbane diffuser, so you have the basic, the long, and the improved. These can go quite far. As you can see by here, it affects a 3x3 chunk area, a 1x1 chunk area, and a 5x5 chunk area. There are also some certain collectibles that you can find on your journeys for wolves, such as the charm bracelet, the dream catcher, and the bone necklace. When right-clicked as a werewolf, these seem to disappear out of your inventory. However, if you click the P button, or whatever you set your keybind to, you will notice they appear in this little mini menu over here. So, back to werewolf talk here. If you are a werewolf, you've managed to level up all the way to level 14, you have picked your path as a survivalist, a lycanthrope, or a beast. And you still want some more support and help, or you just want to see if there's anything else you can accomplish, well, there is, surprisingly. You can become a werewolf lord, or if you get to the highest level, more commonly known as an alpha. So, how do I do this? Well, first of all, you are going to need to be a level 14 werewolf. This may take a while, but I promise you it's worth it to get all those skill points. Now, as a level 14 werewolf, you can find one of these people. They are werewolf representatives. They will only spawn in villages that have been claimed by werewolves. You can find these little totems like so. You can find totems like this. These are village totems. Now, this village I'm in hasn't been claimed by any faction. There are 3 factions, remember: vampires, vampire hunters, and werewolves. Yes, vampires in this game will exist, as this is an add-on for the Vampirism mod, which means it requires vampirism. So, you got your village totem. If it isn't claimed by werewolves, or isn't claimed by anyone at all, right-click it. It will start a raid. Now the werewolves are off trying to claim this village. This will spawn a load of werewolves around this town, and it will start an attack. If the village is neutral, it will just slowly but surely work its way up until the werewolves have managed to capture this whole village. However, if it's obtained by other factions, such as the vampires or the vampire hunters, werewolves will have to fight off the vampires or vampire hunters to claim victory over this village. Once you are level 14 and you have found one of these villagers, right-click it. I am not level 14 currently, however, you will see a quest appear just like this one, Path to Oblivion. It will have some certain requirements. If you fulfill those requirements, you will be able to complete the quest. Normally, these requirements tend to be something like kill a certain amount of creatures or vampires or vampire hunters, get 32 gold, and also make sure that you have won 3 village attacks. This can be against a neutral village, defending your own village if it's randomly attacked by a different faction, or going and attacking a village that's claimed by another faction. Now, once you've done all of these, you will become a werewolf lord. But why go through all of this effort just to get a new title? Well, it's not just a new title you get. Duh, obviously. You're going to get something new, and that is minions. Just like in servers such as Hypixel, you can get these little minions which will do your bidding, such as defend you, or go and get resources for you. As a vampire lord, you can claim 1 minion to do your bidding. To do this, find items such as this, the moon charm. You can find these around the world. After exploring for a while, you should come across one. Now, once you've done that, find a weaker werewolf. If you find a werewolf that isn't an alpha already, you should be able to, it may be a bit fappy by the way, but right-click it and it should become your minion. You will know that it's become your minion as you will get a little notification saying it has. So, you've got a minion. Cool, what can you do? Well, you can make it equip things such as weapons like diamond armor or diamond swords. You can ask it to do things for you, such as defend the area, which will attack any mob which is hostile in a certain radius. And you can ask it to stay still or follow or other things like that. Now, if you want to get more minions, however, as a rank 1 werewolf lord, you can only get 1 minion. However, if you level up again, you should be able to get multiple. How do I level up? Simple. Go back to your werewolf representative and he should have a new quest ready for you. Complete that quest and you'll be the next rank. There are, I believe, 5 ranks of being a werewolf lord. And there are 5 ranks: Epsilon, Delta, Gamma, Beta, and Alpha. You'll start off as an Epsilon and you will work your way slowly but surely to an Alpha. Now, the more you do, the more minions you can claim, and you will also get some skill points, which can be spent in the Werewolf Lord skill menu. This will appear, yet again, I am not level 14, so you can't see it, as a little tab on the side of the skill screen somewhere around here. Once it's done, you can click on it, and it will open a whole new tree of skills that you can use. These will be things like go get resources for me, or other things which will allow you to make you even stronger as a werewolf alpha or whatever rank you are. On top of all of these super cool features, this mod or add-on adds a new biome called the Werewolf Haven. This is just basically a place where werewolves will naturally spawn. A lot of them will spawn actually, and you can tell if this is a werewolf haven because the water nearby will start to go quite a murky, blackish kind of colour, and so will the dirt. The dirt turns to a black kind of colour, and you can also sometimes see these trees, the magical trees. They may even spawn the pink variant of them. Now, as you can see, there are lots of different types of werewolves here. Some are survival, some are beast, but no human ones spawn in the Werewolf Haven. Human ones tend to try and blend in a little bit more, so that's why you won't find them mixing around with other werewolves.